small. Wow, tiny.
You are currently listening to Tiny Table,
where we explore TTRPGs you might not have heard of.
Whether big or small, we hope to cover them all.
Because we know that great things can come in tiny packages.
Hello and welcome to Tiny Table, where no game is too small. From rules to rolling to review, we teach RPGs so you can play too. And today, we're taking our very first foray into the Tiny Tome collection. This is a lovely little number I picked up from the folks over at Long Tail. The first volume, a book of 50 single-page RPGs. We're going to be kind of returning to Tiny Tome intermittently as little singular episodes where we intro them, play them, and review them all in one episode. Nice as a little palate cleanser in between some of our longer sessions. Today, we'll be taking a delve into A Fool's Errand. And I would love my lovely players to go around the table, introduce yourselves, give your jester name, and tell me your favorite joker in Balatro.
Hi, I'm Holly, and I'll be playing... What's that? You didn't hear anything, because that's Mama who is the mime jester. And my favorite clown in Balatro is Buggy the Clown. I don't know if everyone... And did anyone else get the One Piece expansion? No?
No.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
didn't pay for it.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. So my base favorite Balatro is Bloodstone. I like getting them heart decks.
Good.
It's so good. I love
That's
Bloodstone
fun.
so much.
Always
She betrays
gamble.
me. She betrays me every fucking time.
Every time.
1 and 2 is a
Mistress.
sick joke.
And speaking of two, it is I, Deux-Deux, the doubled, played by me, Skyler. Hey gang. My my favorite card in Balatro, or Joker specifically, is gotta be trading card. Most deck builder roguelikes make you pay to remove cards. This one is paying you to remove cards. That is a premium, baby. So good.
Nice. And I'm Quatre the Kitty Jester, who is played by Neo. And my favorite Balatro Joker is DNA. It's like a death card for free every beginning of round. What's not to love?
What's not to love?
You both collectively have the optimal deck editing combo of make a new card, any card you want, and delete a card, any card you want, which is a real treat when you get both of them in a single run. I am and have been and will remain your coordinator, Julian, and I am playing Manager Trois, the coordinating gesture. And my favorite Joker in Balatro, not in terms of, yes, this will definitely win me the run, but in terms of, yes, I will 100% throw this run to try and get this Joker to work, is gotta be Lucky Cat. Because I love lucky cards more than anything. It's more gambling in your gambling game. What's not to love?
What's not to love?
So I'm going to read us the rules for A Fool's Errand. That's the nice thing here. I don't need to write up a whole intro episode. The rules fit on one page. We are the jesters in King Lyric's court. Through mere observation, we discover a conspiracy threatening their rule. We now have the fruitless task of warning their majesty. We'll have a deck of cards, with the jokers of course, an iPad for note-taking, and about an hour of our time. We are an important fixture of the court, always present as one by one people come to petition the king. And at the end of each petition, the king summons us to perform a mock impersonation of the petitioner. It is our role to amuse the court with our satire and wit, but also to provide genuine advice to the king about the true intention and character of every petitioner. We will shuffle the deck of cards, which we've done already. When someone comes to petition the king, we draw a card. The number on the card will tell us why that person is petitioning the king. If this person has not petitioned the king before, we will draw another card, and the suit will determine their relationship to the conspiracy. And we will give this person a name. We'll draw a card now to learn about the king and to learn about the goal of the conspiracy. Neo, if you draw our first card, please.
10 of spades.
Spades. The The king is a respected general. And I'll draw the next card. The goal of the conspiracy is to... Oof, I'm so happy. Diamonds. Humiliate the king. A respected general due to be abjectly humiliated.
Oh boy.
So, Holly, you'll be the first of ours to draw for the scenes proper. We've done our 2 kind of pre-game draws.
Okay.
With each round, we will draw a card to determine the petitioner. If this is the first time they've petitioned the king, we will draw a second card to determine their relationship to the conspiracy, and we'll give them a name. Once we've determined the petitioner and what they're petitioning for, we will record how they petitioned. What was asked? How did they ask it? How did we mock them? What clues did we leave for the king to uncover the conspiracy? And how was our performance received by the court? If this is a returning petitioner, what has changed since the last time they petitioned? Why have they returned? What new request do they have? When we draw the first joker, we will reveal the conspiracy openly to the court, and the king will ignore our warning. When we draw the second joker, the conspiracy will be successful, and the game will end. So I've got the rules here in front of me, and as we indicated already in our little intro, we are playing with the notion of the Quadriboulet, kind of a title that has passed between multiple jesters in the French courts through the Renaissance and late medieval period. We will be playing the Quadriboulet. There are 4 of us, and we're all jesters for the same king at the same time. We've got Mama Un, the silent, for un. We have Deux-Deux, the doubled, for deux, for 2. Me, I am Ménager Trois, the coordinator, for Trois, 3. And Neo, of course, is Quatre the Kitty. Each of us kind of portraying a different flavor of jester. So what we'll be doing, this is, as the rules might indicate, kind of originally designed as a solo journaling game that we are playing round robin style. When it's your turn, you will draw, and this will indicate that when this petitioner comes in, it is your jester who is currently gesturing for the day. And maybe it'll be fun if we have all of our jesters kind of in the room for the conspiracy inflection moments. So, Holly, will you give us our first draw? Okay. Who is this petitioner? You'll draw 2 cards. From the first card, I need the rank. From the second one, I need the suit.
Rank is 10.
Okay.
The suit is clubs.
A diplomat attempting to establish a new trade agreement who is unaware of the conspiracy. Let's give this person a name. Man or woman?
Woman.
Petitioner number 1, Prudencia Chiro.
I need you guys to know that Julian pulled that out. Just made that up on the
That's
spot.
crazy.
Are you sure you're not on fantasynamegenerator.com?
I am on fantasynamegenerator.com right now.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We're sponsored by 2 websites, Rhyme Zone and Fantasy Name Generator.
Thank you.
So, Holly, how do you think this goes? We've got a diplomat attempting to establish a new trade agreement. She is ignorant of the conspiracy. Lady Prudencia Chiro.
So I think Lady Prudencia is, to say a well-meaning woman, a bit of a haughty French woman, but, she's well-meaning. She wants to make these trade routes. She wants this for her, section of Fantasy France. And I just think it's not going very well because Mama Un keeps making a box around her, and every time that she tries to be like, the king, please, Mama Un is just like, they're just going like, whoop, whoop, like going the Mr. Mime shuffle side to side.
Literally boxing her out with an invisible wall.
Yes.
She can't even talk to him. She's boxed in.
Exactly.
What can she possibly do? How do we think the fine Lady Prudencia reacts to this kind of boxing out?
I think with anger. I think after a lot of time being boxed out, there is maybe an unladylike outburst that humiliates her. And Mama Un, they will pretend to fall back as if from like a windfall. and like try to keep on to their jester hat, like
As though her blustering is literally blowing you over.
Yes.
I love it. That's fantastic. Well-meaning, angered by Un's antics, loses her composure. And what do we think? I kind of like the idea that we keep the king's decision as a kind of a table agreement. Do we think that this initial meeting goes well? Or I'm kind of getting the vibe this kind of blustering
Going unwell.
doesn't go super well. I think she leaves dissatisfied.
You know what? And that's a precaution that the king has. If they can't keep their cool under a pressure of a mime, how do you imagine them keeping their cool under the pressures of war?
exactly. Also, Mama Un, it's very progressive fantasy France is non-binary. They have
Thank goodness.
creature
God.
feature.
Fantastic.
Gender,
So modern.
clown.
Gender clown. This is true for all of them.
Pronouns
He, who.
Skyler, give us 2 more card draws, please.
Lovely.
Or at least give us the first, and if it is anything other than a 10, give us a second.
All right. That is going to be a 4 for the rank,
Love it.
and diamonds for the suit.
A famous musician hoping to be commissioned. They are a neutral party, meaning they are aware of the conspiracy, but they are not an active part of it. So this musician, famous musician looking for commission, is knows about this building attempt to embarrass the king. Let's get a name real quick.
Good sire, listen and hark. I introduce to you Lincoln Park.
If you're giving me that, I got to take a moment. 1 second.
Okay, we got parquet.
Lincolnia.
Parquet courts.
Parquet courts.
How do you French up Chester Bennington?
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Cheshire Bentois.
Bentois.
I'm not French.
As opposed to Benton, it's Bentois.
Benteen.
Bentine, yeah. Cheshire Bentine of the park.
There you go.
The Park of Links.
Musician looking for commission, a neutral party.
But they know about the conspiracy.
Yes, neutral party would indicate they're aware, but they're not yet a participant. So how do we think this goes? We've got this Parkinite coming in to petition, and they're dealing with Deux-Deux the Doubled.
Deux-Deux is the doubled. They love rhyme, and so I think they're excited to have a musician in the court. I think they're hyping them up. Like, they're neutral. They're not against the king. So, like, hey, might as well give Lincoln Park their due. They just came out with a new song, Le Magnificent Divide. I think that...
Le Divide Magnificent?
Yeah, the Magnificent that I think Deux-Deux is really into. And so they would love if this little bard got to play more around the kingdom. So I think Deux-Deux's hyping them up, trying to put in a good word.
Alrighty, do we think that this attempt is successful for the king?
Yes.
I would say so.
I think so, yeah. I think if the jester's saying it's a good idea, I think the king has no reason to doubt us so far. And my one question is the king's already employing 4 entertainers. Is Cheshire like entering the castle itself and becoming an in-house performer? Or are they getting commissioned but kind of sent away?
I think commissioned and sent away. Skylar, I just need you in your like couscous voice to sing, I've been gone so long, like so long.
Oh, because I've become so numb. All I want to do is be more like me. Deux-Deux.
Perfect. Yeah, so employed, commissioned, given some money, a little handful of francs, and dismissed.
Like we said, they're neutral. They're not pro. You know?
Yeah, we don't necessarily want them in the castle.
And Deux-Deux's taste are dubious at best. So
Rank is a 7. Suit is spades.
You are met by Isambart Portier, a bishop proposing to build a new church, a part of the conspiracy. So this bishop wants the king humiliated. I wonder why. What is your take on this, Cat?
I smell a rat.
Do we, the jesters, know already about the conspiracy before the first Joker is pulled?
The first Joker pull is when we reveal the conspiracy to the court. So we definitely learn about it before the first Joker is pulled.
Cool.
Though I do think it's fair for us to maybe not have great knowledge of it, and I think maybe this is when we're first learning about it.
Cool.
All right, so a bishop with a new church who's in on the conspiracy. I think Cat is sort of doing their little kitty tricks, lounging about lazily, batting playfully at, their jingle bell in the corner, generally slinking around and being kind of adorable. And then they sort of catch a little whiff of this bishop, and I think he's kind of haughty. I think he's kind of like almost snide. It feels like there's just something sardonic. You know how like cats can sense when someone's just kind of bad vibes? I think Cat is kind of sensing his stink. And
I like it. So, doesn't necessarily understand the shape of the conspiracy yet, but gets this kind of vibe of I don't know if this bishop really likes the king.
Yeah, he feels kind of insulting, and I think maybe he's trying to open a church that is not Protestant. Or whatever blend. It was the only pun I could think of. Even better, not Catholic. So, whichever pun you...
He's a bit of a purist.
Different religion from the king's religion, and it's conspiratorial, maybe. So I think what Kat is gonna get up to is kind of... I bet, the bishop has, a fancy robe with fancy tassels, and I'm just gonna go over there, and as he's talking, I'm just gonna bat. And he'd be... Get away, you little freak. Scuttle away.
I like it. Do we think that the king is interested in building this new church?
Unfortunately.
I think unfortunately it's a go. And I think maybe this church might prove a key in this conspiracy in some way. Very exciting. Alrighty, who's up next? Interesting. In the 4 suits we've drawn all 4 of them. I got 8 for the rank and hearts for the suit.
Oh.
Meaning we are about to meet Luca Barnier, a lord wishing to settle a land dispute who is loyal to the king. Okay, so this is happening under the purview of Manager Trois, the coordinator. The most bookish of the jesters. I think Manager Trois is always going about with a little scroll, and her joke is it's the infinite ribbons gag, but with an infinitely long scroll that she's always scribbling on with more and more notes. Logistics queen. Surely no one in this room who I would be inspired by in that regard.
Hair flip.
Hello, Holly.
That'd be a scroll flip.
So a lord wishing to settle a land dispute who's loyal to the king. I'm going to loop this in. I think Lord Barnier has seen a bunch of people starting to build this new church, and Lord Barnier is hello, I have claim on the land. I have claims on that same land that Father Poitiers is now building his church on. And he is looking to settle the issue, and he is loyal to the king. Unfortunately, I think that Manager Trois is very fastidious in her note-taking. And I think, unfortunately, for Lord Barnier, I think he's on a pure logistics level, he's incorrect. In that way that was very easy to be before satellite mapping and back when claims was up to the river and stuff like that for how land claims went.
Mind you that the river can change shape due to any reason whatsoever.
100%. Yep. There's actually 2 rivers in the region, and one's a stream and the other's a river, and he's been thinking the stream is the river, but the river is actually 3 furlongs west of there or whatever. And unfortunately, in her traditional deadpan delivery, Manager Trois actually's poor Lord Barnier into oblivion. And I think that he just came in at the wrong jester time. So despite his loyalty to the king, I think it's pretty recent after Bishop Poitiers, and all that Cat really had was a bad vibe, so there's not enough acute concern yet about the conspiracy. So I think Manager Trois, unfortunately, maybe cuts on a possibly helpful connection, and is part of the reason the king says rules in Bishop Poitiers' favor. Do we feel like that's a fair shape for the scene?
I think that's fair, but I also wonder if you now should have been Un, so you can Un actually him.
I think that is fair, though.
I like it. Alrighty, Holly, give us our next draw.
We have an 8.
Lord Barnier returns. So no need for a second draw. Lord Barnier immediately returns. Oh, how do we think that goes? He has been denied in his initial land claim.
I think he's really insulted that he was actually'd by a jester,
Yep.
a clown, a clown manager, a manager of clowns, but still a clown, and got some like a royal lordly surveyor to be like, actually, this is not true. I looked, and given the sundial and this and this and this and this, and I think.
I was gonna say, do you think he comes back so soon because he know it'll be easier to talk over a silent jester?
Yeah.
Our jester schedule is posted outside.
It's shockingly cyclical, and strangely enough, it goes 1, 2, 4, 3.
Trois thought it would be a funny joke. Little math humor.
She did.
And I think the whole time, Un just thinks it's really funny to pretend that they're like in a canoe or in a boat, and that they are then drowning in said boat. And it's hard to say. I think it's a mixed result because it's a captivating performance. Like, you are like, wow. But also,
That really looks like a canoe.
and that really
I can
looks
see
like
it in my mind's eye.
The surveyor is like, my lord, please, attention should be paid. And everyone's just like, everyone in the court is like, oh my God. It's like she's sinking, it's like they're sinking into the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine Una's doing that thing where like you pretend that you're going downstairs
Yes.
with a little surface
Yes.
covering you.
See, Una's re-portraying the scene of the survey of the river, and then getting in the boat, and then drowning in the river.
With the historically anachronistic canoe. Before you can get in the comments.
Listen, if you listen to Call of Cthulhu, you would know fact-checking is out the window, baby. We don't give a fuck about time periods.
I feel like I have the sense that Lord Barnier's return trip is not very successful.
No. It's hard to be a star. Un knows this.
It's hard to be numero uno.
Yes.
Lord Barnier is spurned. You never want to get to a point in my notes where you're marked down as spurned. It's a wrap at that point.
Well, whatever loyalty he had is...
Yeah, I think his loyalty is maybe gone.
Maybe change it.
Are we doing a bad job?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Oh, I'm so happy. It's the first Joker.
Okay.
I think in a huff, he's loyal, but he clearly knows about the conspiracy.
Yeah.
I think he lets it slip.
Ooh.
Like, you'll regret this. I'll make sure they see you humiliated on his way out.
And everyone in the court is kind of like taking that like, oh, boo-hoo. Like, that guy's butthurt. He's like mad that he lost the same claim twice. No one's taking it seriously. And I think this is a moment, Un is there. Maybe it's the changing of the mime guard and we're all in the room so we can all be here for the scene. But since you're the one who drew the card, Sky, I think Deux-Deux is probably the one who like catches the inkling of truth there and realizes there's like a very real threat.
Like, hold on just a moment. I gotta follow up on a lead.
Un will just go. And for anyone that can't see this because it's an audio podcast, they hit a wall. And they reverse.
Reverse. And I think Deux-Deux is smelling something that kind of stinks, is gonna try to follow up with them. And I think maybe like just outside of the court, maybe catches them talking to someone being like, you were right, you know, or having, you know, parlaying with some sort of third party that I think Deux-Deux seeing so outright is immediately going to go to Quatre. It's like, I think you were right. Something is amiss within this court.
It's completely impossible for anything to be a myth. I literally have all of my documentation. I cannot imagine I would ever be wrong.
No, our schedule is
I
fine.
have the scroll.
Yes, but does the scroll contain conspiracy? Cause that... Look, I understand my name is a poop joke, but something here stinks, quite frankly. And it's not me this time.
Yes, I also think something smelled fishy about the whole bishop and his church, and then now this claim to land. Maybe we were too hasty in not allowing him to stop this building.
And the claim for humiliation, I mean, I thought we kind of did it enough. I thought that, you know, I don't want anyone encroaching on our territory.
Yeah, that's our job.
Yeah. Oon, you got anything to add?
Un starts doing the fake crying fists by the eyes.
Manager Trois is like so deep in the scroll. It is like multiple times crossing the room for how deep she's scrolling into her studies, and her eyebrows shoot upwards comically, and she goes, "Oh mon Dieu, I have made a grave and terrible error."
Un clasps two hands over their mouth.
Oh no, this shan't go well. What is said error, pray tell?
Impossible!
She looks and she is like pointing to like, I think it's like lineage, it's family tree stuff, and sees all the way back that Bishop Poitiers is part of a family that has in its lineage long since obfuscated by, you know, male primogeniture and the lord name coming from the husband. But there is a region of Protestants who were conquered by this king's rule, of which Bishop Isambard Poitiers is the now kind of leader of this family, and perhaps a revenge several generations in the making.
Oh, leave it to Julian to think like a D&D player.
Okay, we've hit Joker number 1. It's all coming down. Something horrible is definitely going to happen at the grand opening of that church.
Oh no.
We have the Queen
First time seeing them.
Yeah, give us a suit.
of Diamonds.
Queen with diamonds means that we are seeing Princess Anais Berengar, princess of another royal family from a neighboring kingdom, looking to marry the king's cousin. And she is a neutral party, aware of the conspiracy, and has not yet taken a side.
I think Quatre, seeing how we spurned Barnier, is looking to maybe forge some allies. And why gum, it's the royal times. Marriage is the best way to form alliances. I think Quatre is going to kind of and cozy up to this princess and sort of, you know, hype her up and enhance her charms and sort of play, you know, festively and sort of let her show her kind of gentle nature.
I mean, it's always a good sign when the house pet instantly warms up to like your new
Exactly.
partner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think to me that's a pretty good sign to the king. That reads like it would be probably pretty taken pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Is the king single and ready to mingle?
I think it's the
This is-
cousin she's at.
She's going for the king's cousin. If it's too successful and the king is single, then we might have a bit of a situation.
Oh, that's so funny.
Do we want the king to be like recently
Yeah.
Recently divorced.
recently widowed?
Yeah, we need a... He's gonna be humiliated. He needs allegiances.
He needs an heir.
He needs a hot new wife.
So she's here to marry the
She's
king's
too
cousin.
successful.
and is too successful, and the king's like, screw my damn cousin.
What are you doing?
The king proposes. I'm gonna mark this one as a mixed success for the princess. I mean, hey, she gets her connection to the royal family.
Yeah.
It's a unifying of the houses.
But is now much more tied to the potential humiliation that she's aware of. She's probably going for cousin because she's like, it's safe. If the king gets humiliated, this guy's like in a pretty good spot. His position won't be threatened. And if the king doesn't get humiliated, cool, he's in a good spot. And now she's in more hot water than perhaps she initially wanted.
Oh, she's definitely walking out with the bag. I know that. If I know anything about Princess Anais Berengar, and I don't know much because I just made her up.
He's a patron of the arts. How can you not like him? He's sweet and sensitive.
Yeah, he hires 4 jesters.
And one of them
He's
is
an
like
ally.
a weird cat person.
So progressive, our king.
Who's next? Bishop Poitiers returns.
The bishop's back at it again.
The bishop's back. Oh,
Back again.
my.
Bishop's back. Tell a friend?
Tell a friend? I shan't say. Okay. What has changed? What has developed? The king has granted the land to the bishop. The king has sustained in favor of the bishop in this development. The king is newly engaged. My lord, what better place to hold such a grand wedding than your newest... Oh no, and it's in front of manager Trois again, who we've established is famously prideful about the efficacy of her note-taking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She would not go back. She could not. Her pride could not allow her to say that she had ruled incorrectly prior in front of the king, after the king has now tripled down on this claim based on her notes. Oh, this is terrible luck as to which jester he's in front of. I think she spends the whole time frantically rifling through her notes and like trying to pull up any possible reason why this wouldn't work. And unfortunately, she's so flustered that she isn't very funny. And if the jester can't even be very funny, she's not going to be convincing anybody of anything. I think Bishop Poitiers successfully convinces the king to hold the wedding.
I think it's very funny to imagine this clown with a guts berserk sword of like a scroll, like
frantically rifling through it, trying to find any possible reason why this marriage wouldn't be legitimate.
Well, at least she'll have fun planning the wedding.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, you should really be more conservative with those. You know, typically it's like you use once and you fold it in half and you can use it again. You're just kind of like going through it. It's a little toilet paper joke.
you see Un just 2 thumbs down.
Cat shit's in a box, so I don't know what to say about that.
Incredible.
Un does a PU.
Poor manager Trois, she couldn't do it.
7. The bishop is back.
Poitiers stays. Yeah.
He's still here.
A member of the court?
Oh no, he's getting in real close.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
there's a wedding to plan. Of course he's going to be sticking around.
Oh no. I think Un, in an attempt to silently, never breaking their mime act, let the king know of this potential humiliation, accidentally recreates one of the most hit plays of the time, Spamlet.
Un does Spamlet in pantomime.
And again, it's their talent exceeds them, and it's hard in the same way that the historically anachronistic canoe once served them. Their heartfelt yet funny reenactment of, you know, royalty falling apart. Again, it captivates the audience so they don't hear the duplicitous things that the bishop says.
They don't hear all of the terrible plans that he does to get the king so fully exposed for such humiliation.
He's successful.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Oh, man.
Un afterwards locks themselves in a mime box. In
In an
solitary
invisible jail.
confinement.
As penance.
Solitary confinement.
Oh. The musician's back. That's a 4.
Cheshire Benteen returns.
A rotating
Oh,
cast.
it's really a rotating cast. Kind of
wow.
crazy. We've stuck to like a pretty tight-knit group of characters so far.
How else do you announce a wedding?
I mean,
With
who's
Cheshire.
gonna DJ the wedding is more my question. Who better to have to sponsor and play at your wedding than French Linkin Park?
Wants to play the wedding. How do we think that? So, as a reminder, Benteen is also aware of the conspiracy and is, as of yet, a neutral party.
We need to get Benteen on our side because the wedding is starting to become the humiliating event.
Oh.
If we're not careful, we need to figure out, we need as many allies in this wedding as possible.
Doo-doo. Do it.
Do something.
Please.
Now, everyone here, in spite of my jokes and my mockery, this man would like to play on your property. I think that he would be a great inclusion into thy liege's most wondrous and sadly inescapable wedding that encroaches ever nearer, like the impending doom. I think this is a great idea, and I think, toil, I cause too much trouble, but maybe you should be paying Linkin Park double on Deux-Deux. Please be my friend.
So, Benteen's definitely in for the wedding. Do we think the king is convinced on the whole pay raise angle?
I mean, Un did just give a really beautiful performance. And we've been doing a good job. Mm-hmm. You know?
I mean, I think he's willing to pay double. He just got
It's
a
his
hot new
wedding.
wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hot new wife, she's bringing in
true.
some money, the dowry, classic.
And he wants to really keep up that idea that he's a real patron of the arts.
Yes, it's true. He is famously a patron of the arts.
It's
Yeah.
Famously a
True.
patron
I've
of the
always said that.
arts.
War has
Absolutely.
shockingly softened his heart. He has more of an appreciation for life now.
He
that
doesn't
he's-
deserve this.
Beautiful.
His name is King Lyric. He loves music.
Oh,
Oh, true. Yeah. Neo, our next draw.
10. Diplomat Prudencia
Returns.
is back.
We legit have done 5 characters now across 11 scenes.
Should I draw again?
No,
Crazy.
no,
it's
this
No,
is
this is all
great.
part of it. This is all part of it. I think
I swear I shuffled.
No, it's
y'all.
great.
Y'all saw me
RNG,
shuffle this
that's the
RNG.
thing.
thing. That's true randomness.
Yeah.
That's true randomness.
Should I shuffle it again?
No.
Nah. Let it rock. Okay, if it's not overstepping too much, I would love to throw a suggestion your way, Neo.
Sure, go ahead.
I mean, the king has just signed off on land encroaching on this guy, and now he's gonna get married there in a big, expensive wedding, and he's throwing a ton of money towards this new musician Park guy. It feels like he's kind of spending on everyone else's behalf but hers.
So is Prudencia here trying to re-petition for that trade agreement that she failed to procure initially? Or is this a new offer? What do we think, Neo?
Yeah, I think Prudencia's, hearing about King's open pockets, and, maybe is either looking to get in on his spending habits or maybe there to tighten the leash a little bit.
and she checked the schedule this time of who would be there.
So how does Quatre respond to this new petition? As a reminder, Prudencia is ignorant of the conspiracy.
I think Quatre, knowing that Prudencia is not part of the conspiracy because she senses, well, she seems grouchy. She's definitely not ill-intended for the king. I think her arguments are like, please, sire, my lord, think about all the money you are losing. you need to tighten your spending a little more and focus on trade and this and that region. I can help you, blah, blah, blah. I love all of our goofy-ass French accents to varying degrees.
Yeah.
So I think Quatre will do a funny little physical comedy bit where Quatre will sort of imitate the king or, you know, a person of great wealth with like walking around with like big sacks of money, and then like, you know, a rip occurs in the bag and the money scatters everywhere and Quatre is batting around the money, you know, loose change everywhere. And I think the king is getting the sort of message of like, oh, I should not be hemorrhaging this much money.
Yeah.
I need to think about that kind of thing. And
I
I
haven't
think
received the dowry yet.
yeah, exactly. So I think King is, I think Quatre sort of helps bolsters Prudencia's sort of argument of, hey, you're hemorrhaging money on this, let's tighten in a little bit.
Alrighty. And does tightening in involve forging that new trade agreement? Or is she yet again spurned?
I think Quatre is looking forward to make more allegiances. I think that the trade agreement is forged.
My king, my sire, this would be the perfect deal. Not to mention, as it is a bad idea for me to be spayed, it is a good idea for you to engage in trade.
Very cute. I love it. The king agrees Prudencia has the agreement she had previously lost out on. A new character enters the scene.
Finally.
The cards rank a king, and the suit is a diamond. So, upon a drawing of the king card, the king himself addresses the court. I'm going to take the neutral party indicator to be indicative not of the king, obviously, he's not in his own conspiracy, but to get us a bit of an attitude on the court side of things, which is indicating that a significant amount of the members of the court are now aware of this looming conspiracy, and it's all kind of hanging in the air which side the coin is going to land on, which I feel like makes sense to me, right? Because while the king is soon to possibly be quite embarrassed, in the fervor leading up to his wedding, he's spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, if I get in good with the king, you know, embarrassment doesn't unseat the king. Embarrassment doesn't lose him all his money immediately. Maybe if I'm on his side, more of that money can come my way after the embarrassment. Or maybe, if I play my cards right and join the conspiracy, I can ensure that a whole lot of money comes my way due to certain conniving elements. So the king addresses the court. I think he's giving like big proclamation, like the date of the wedding is announced. It is, you know, confirmed in front of the whole court that it is to be held at the bishop's new church. I think this is maybe an announcement that the church has finished its construction. I think we can take this as a point in the narrative where the church is done. Manager Trois is feverishly taking notes because it is also her job to be the stenographer for whenever the king addresses the public so that all of his words are notated if they need to be referred to later on. How do we think she is trying to influence this proclamation?
Maybe
like
subtle note changes.
Altering the writing, altering the record of what he's announcing. Ooh.
Slight variations.
I like that. I think she realized last time her actuallying was not really getting her anywhere. So she'll make like pithy, dry observations, commenting on the expected weather and the language. Like, well, last year it rained on that day, so like stuff like that. And is maybe making little alterations to the proclamation just to... I have a feeling Manager Trois is very loyal to the king, but is also starting to realize that as the pieces fall more and more into place, she also has to look out for number 4. All 4 of us.
Yes.
And if this embarrassment's going to happen, by gum, we're going to try and stop it. But we also need to make sure we're still employed after this.
Yeah.
Clowns gotta eat.
Clowns gotta eat. So I think she's altering the record to be as favorable to herself. I think she just straight up adds a line about how much she loves his jesters.
A real patron of the arts.
He's a patron of the arts. So she just adds like clown favoring notes to the scenography of his speech.
The king.
The king addresses once again. What do we think this follow-up is like?
Is it funny if he's mad about the clown insertions?
He reads the record. He reads it afterward because he's really proud of his speech, and he's like, I just want to read it one more time. And he reads it, and manager's like, oh no.
And I think
Sacre bleu.
I think he makes an address to us. I think there's an empty meeting. And he is talking to us about our performance, some of it mixed, some of it too distracting, and how it really needs to be perfect for the wedding.
Do we take this as an opportunity to speak frankly with the king and try to warn him?
I will say, the king addresses the court, so I don't think this is in private. I think he is reprimanding us in front of the court.
Oh no!
Oh. Bah humbug.
It's 4 sad clowns now.
Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal.
Un just digs their own grave.
Cot's giving the sad kitty eyes.
Manager Trois writes a faux resignation letter and then sadly tears it up.
King's probably like,
No, I do not want any of your foolishness. Well, your regular foolishness, but none of this extraneous foolishness on my wedding day.
A regular amount of tomfoolery, sir. Aye, aye.
Nothing but dry witticism from me, sir. Sire.
We will do everything in our power to make your wedding day perfect, your majesty.
Un does an elaborate reenactment of a perfect wedding day happening.
it's amazing how you play both the bride and the groom at the same time.
They move really quickly from one side to the next.
They do that thing where you put like your arms over your back and it looks like you're making out with yourself.
Exactly, yes.
It'll be a perfect matrimony.
Look, I'm not very good with cat puns. I only know perfect.
Matrimony is pretty clever.
Matrimony's pretty
was
good.
really good. I think it goes well. I think we're just lovable.
Yeah, I think we're lovable, but I think it's also not kind of in the court's eyes that the jesters are on thinner ice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a 2, which I believe is new.
New, so give us a second pull.
It is clubs.
The king is met by Avisa Dupuis. She is a farmer requesting more land for work, and she is unaware of the conspiracy. A new player enters the stage.
So I think what's happening is they are asking for more land, but where their farm is and the only land that would be most suitably available is that which is already having its construction of the new church built on. And I think Deux-Deux is really trying to you know, like, hype them up. Sir, they mean you no harm. Think of the new fruits and veggies on the farm. You know? I give you my wit and I give you my charm. Please, employ her. And is trying to do his best to hype them up, but because they're on such thin ice and they just had that stern reprimanding, I think Deux-Deux's gotten what they've wanted twice with this whole Linkin Park scenario, and I think the king isn't gonna follow through on this one. He's had enough of the tomfoolery, and so I think this expansion, the ticket that could have maybe gotten us out, that could have maybe halted the church's progression, is sadly turned away.
Drat.
Time for the cat.
5.
Oh, I've been waiting for 5. Give us. This suit is maybe the most important suit pull of the game.
I have a bad feeling because it's spades. I think I've figured out the gimmick of this system here.
Oh boy, because number 5 is a revolutionary who demands a constitution, and spades is part of the conspiracy.
Yeah, I knew it.
my
Buddy, let's get this
God.
person a name real quick. There's revolutionaries at the door, led by one Eliot Delacroix, a revolutionary demanding a constitution to this monarch and a member of the conspiracy.
Wow.
Thankfully, his guard cat is here.
Thank God.
How do we think this goes?
I think it goes unsuccessfully for Monsieur Delacroix, because not only is he a revolutionary contesting the king, but he's also in on the conspiracies, and Quatre obviously catches his bad vibe. So, like, it's impressive that he even gains audience with the king. But, this is tricky, right? Because he's in on the conspiracy, but he's requesting a change. I wonder if he could be persuaded to change his view, like, okay, if we accept some of your demands or see to them, you know, will you not fuck us over come wedding day?
I do kind of like the idea that these jesters are now kind of hyper-focused on this conspiracy and are like, surely giving into a few revolutionary demands is worth it to not get a pie in the face later. And the king is like, what? No, I'm not making a constitution. How do you think that looks from Cat's behavior?
I think Quatre does not want any more people on the side of this humiliation conspiracy plot, and a revolutionary wanting radical change right before another wedding and having another enemy on the list just doesn't seem like a good idea. I think Quatre is gonna go a little violent.
Ooh.
You could say that his words are littered with ill intent.
Sire, this man's words are littered with ill intent. We need to stomp him out like the vermin he is.
I honestly feel like King Lyric's probably going to be pretty amenable to that. I feel like kings aren't fans of revolutionaries on the best of days.
Yeah, historically.
Yeah.
Off with his head!
Off with his head! Think he probably, like, lives, right? Like, I want this guy to be on this... To the oubliette! I think there's definitely some threats, and he beats probably a hasty retreat. I want this guy to still be on the stage for the final thing.
But
he's
chased away.
Yes. Like a mouse. Bad luck to see each other before the wedding. But Princess Berengar returns.
Oh my god.
And it's Manager Trois in this situation. This one, I'm not as confident in my initial stepping off point. What do we all think this might take the shape of?
Coordinator, I have had rumors of the revolutionary. Do you have any records of these?
Oh, she's coming not for the king, but to talk to Trois. That is interesting.
He has just been so stressed out.
Yeah, in the initial, in the wake of the of this like revolutionary coming to unsuccessfully appeal the king for a constitution, she wants to know the provenance of such troubles because she's about to be marrying into these troubles. So she wants to know more about it, and the king tasks Trois with accurately recounting the nature of the issue, which is a bit of a balancing act for Trois because in her fastidious note-taking, she's pretty well aware and has pretty good documentation of the grievances of the lower classes and why they have some pretty legitimate reasons to want a constitution. So I think this situation is one of Trois having to balance her desire to accurately represent her fastidious note-taking with her desire to like get back into the good graces of the king and the princess in front of the court, right? So it's a lot of very selective note readings that are intended to cast the revolutionaries in as poor a light as possible, which I think in a court of royals, right, is like not too hard to frame these objectively correct working class upstarts as low-life wretched vermin, because all of these royals are kind of in the mood to not be favorable of revolutionaries. We do also know the court is aware that something is brewing and are currently undecided as to the what of this.
Maybe this allows them to shift more onto the king's side. They're like, oh, those wretched rebels.
Yeah, like maybe she's reading histories of how brutally a revolution from 2 states over in other France, where they did a different revolution with Spanish guillotines.
We are known for it.
Oh, it's scaremongering. Like Manager Trois is like, instead of prioritizing making things nice for the princess, she takes this as an opportunity to grandstand in front of the court and be like, y'all need to get in close with the king, because if the king loses his spot, it's off with all of your heads.
That's right.
Which I think is Trois prioritizing the big picture, and I think she gets a very stern reprimand from the king for making things look dangerous in front of his bride-to-be. So I think Trois digging her own grave a little bit, but she's hoping that such scaremongering in front of the lordship of the court, maybe it's more of a win than a loss.
Un digs another grave next to theirs for you and fake faints into the grave.
I love it.
A 6.
Ooh, give me a drawing of the suit.
Clubs.
So, Raymond Rocher, a smuggler, is brought before the king to be judged. He knows nothing of this conspiracy.
I think Un starts digging him a grave as well.
Mm-hmm.
A 3rd grave. I think Un the entire time is crafting different execution weapons.
I mean, this is the time for the king to show power, right?
Yeah.
This conspiracy is making everyone feel waffly on the king. He needs to man up and kill somebody.
Exactly. And so I think it goes well for the king, bad for this guy. It's accentuated by Un putting on like the executioner hood and taking their executioner axe to cut the rope on the guillotine. For the guillotine to then cut the rope on the planks or whatever for the hanging. It's a Rube Goldberg machine.
Rube Goldberg guillotine.
And it's so convincing and
Yes.
lifelike.
So you can see the space work.
Yes.
Rocher is sent to his doom.
In the oubliette.
Yeah, Rocher's in the oubliette awaiting his grisly fate.
That is a 9. Have
9?
we had a 9 yet?
Oh no.
Oh,
I think this looks very bad for Rimmel. Give us a suit.
All right. Diamonds.
A neutral party. A doctor who needs subjects for his research.
Oh.
And we have just thrown a man in the oubliette. Let's get a name for this guy. A neutral party. Dr. Michel Grosjean is in need of a new subject. And Deux-Deux is serving in the court.
My king, I have tales for thee. Here is an alchemist with fancy pants, requesting a subject, which by chance we have a man in the pits. They could do a little dance and perhaps create a chemical romance. I think it would be best served that this man's dangerous yet wise experimentations find themselves on our poor sucker in the pits. What say thee?
The king turns to Michel and he goes, "Do you do melting in acid?" "On request. I have just this subject for you." Poor Mr. Rocher.
Hey! All's well that ends well.
It looks like things are going poorly for Rocher.
10.
Madame Prudencia returns.
You know, I think with the show of force recently that the king is back in action, his war, his bloodthirst has stirred, and the people feel emboldened and protected and want to follow the king as he's, really laying waste and also maybe a little threatened. Prudencia says the trade is booming. Let's throw some good this king's way. people are feeling safe and protected under the king, as he's shown a lot of force recently, and trade has been going well. People feel safe to move their carts about, and with the upcoming wedding, why, there's vendors to pay, and farms to farm, and goods to move. So things are going along well. I think Prudence returns with good news of fair trade, and maybe a little money ending up back in the pocket.
Is she trying to get maybe even more involved in the wedding?
Oh, totally.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does Cat react to all that?
Cat's definitely a fan.
Sire, a king, like a cat, can always land back on their feet. With this golden toe, you can take your lovely bride and whisk her away to a kingdom of wealth and prosperity with this wonderful trade that we have worked out with Lady Prudencia.
Beautiful. Prudencia is on staff and becomes more involved in the wedding proper. It looms near. Avisa Dupuis, the farmer, returns. She's been spurned before. Another previously spurned person later wound up quite well in the king's employ, Madame Prudencia. I wonder if Avisa is hoping for a similar turnaround. I'm also going to say, I feel like Avisa is maybe no longer unaware of the conspiracy. Do we feel like...
It's happening right next door.
Right, it's right next door to her, right? Like, she has to have become aware in some way.
And she is part of the rebels, so maybe the revolutionary has sort of made its way into the wielders of sickles,
I think she comes with a barely edited request. It's just the same thing again. I think this is it's giving like the kindly old lady asks the prince if he will like house her for the night, and he says be gone, and she's like, a beast, become a beast. This is his like moral punishment for spurning the lower classes. I think that Trois definitely is kind of reading the room and is maybe trying to give some credence to her attempt and trying to do what do could not and get Ms. Dupuis a successful petition. I just think Trois has put herself too firmly into the king's bad graces with her recent behavior, and I think the beast's curse looms.
The queen.
The wedding looms. It's time for the princess to return.
I think it is the wedding week.
Okay.
And so the queen has left because the queen to be has left because she's going to come back with her whole entourage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she is saying like her goodbye. You know, I think they've really gotten to like each other. I think it's bad because I think Un kind of like tries to make a bit of a joke out of it. And the king is not as entranced by us as anymore, you know? He really needed us when he was dealing with the loss of his first wife, but, you know, he has someone else to put laughter in his heart.
Oh.
And I think, again, Un puts themselves in solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm. Ever since he got that new girlfriend, he doesn't even hang out with us anymore.
I think a part of Un is like, in their head, they mime out anger, raging fists. They sign out. Maybe they should laugh at you in fantasy sign language in their head as they are raging against the sea. They, in their head, mime out taking a sword and mime out in their head threatening the king as they sit in solitary confinement.
They go to mime jail for mime thought crimes.
But it's okay, because in their anger, they're giving the king the silent treatment. All right.
We ate chili. I've been farting. I'm sorry, but that was very funny.
I hope that's audible. I just drew the Joker and ripped.
Oh, it was a panic fart. It's the day of the wedding.
It's the day.
Oh,
that sounds.
It's Deux-Deu's day.
It's Deux-Deu's day.
Deux-Deux is
indeed.
due.
The
Deux-Deux
king
is
rips ass. That was it the whole time.
Deux-Deux is due some doom. How do we think this goes wrong? We've got all these pieces in place. The wedding in the church of a bishop who has a long history of hating this monarchy, a princess afraid of revolutionaries waiting in the wings for their opportunity, and a local farmer who has an inn in the area. Yes, Holly?
4 spurned jesters.
Because it does say in the final scene, I'll read it out. When you draw the second Joker, the conspiracy is successful, the game is over. Yeah, it doesn't say that the second Joker involves us trying to stop it.
Methinks that the king has gotten quite big for his britches. Maybe perhaps, if we are in the mood, we could pull a prank with some spoiled food. The farm nearby they could supply, and the king shall be the one who do-do's.
And Madame Trois, or not Madame Trois, Manager Trois looks at her incredible space-defying scroll, thinks back on everything she's been reading leading up to this, and says, "With the way things are looking, perhaps if certain folks with a greater appreciation of dialectical materialism were in control, people would appreciate me more."
You tell them, Trois.
Un just kind of has the fist in the hand and just goes,
Meowby, Cat's claws are feeling sharp, and maybe the king is on his last life. I think it's time for us to turn the knife.
This went from pranking the king to killing the king real quickly, I must say.
Un just makes a PU sound, points to their butt, makes the PU sound again, behind a hand so that nobody but the other jesters can see, points towards the king, kind of mimes him eating something, and kind of makes the PU.
I think it is a grand and horrid humiliation, as perhaps in brief partnership with Dr. Grosjean, who was given a subject but also told what to do with that subject and didn't get to do any of his experiments. He just had to melt him in acid. Perhaps some extra tinctures can be procured. He was a neutral party after all.
Some anointment by the bishop within the church to the wine to celebrate, and also for the blood of Christ. I don't know. Were we Catholics?
Yeah,
We're Catholics.
Yep.
Catholics.
Catholics. It's gonna be a Protestant revolution because in this wedding, I think not just the king, but the king and the princess and all the lords and ladies dump ass. Right in their pantaloons. And as the revolutionaries who've surrounded the place barge inwards, Manager Trois gets up and starts just in the rafters. She's writing down everything as it's happening and tears off a part of her scroll and throws it down to Eliot de la Croix and says, "You may distribute it far and wide." And if popular support for this, for a revolution against this now very brutal king was not already growing, knowledge that God himself has smited the asses of each and every lord and lady in attendance means I think the king and his wife are maybe fleeing to the wife's country.
Yes.
Hit it, Linkin Park! I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Un is doing the air lute.
With that, we have come to the conclusion of A Fool's Errand. Revolution successful, nobles
Hooray!
embarrassed. This was a fun game.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I think if we were to play
very
it
cute.
again, maybe cut the deck a little smaller.
Yeah.
We wound up with the second Joker very near the bottom, and we had to waffle a little bit and build up to the wedding. But the system itself is very cute.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost the type of thing where it's like, if we weren't under the time pressure to do rules and record and also do the review all in one sitting, it'd probably be fine and fun to do the whole deck, and maybe we could sit longer on some of the machinations in the background.
Yeah.
I really like how, as you're drawing the numbers, you're introducing new players and characters, and because there are 4 of each number, they have, like, opportunities to show up again and, like, be reintroduced into the plot and kind of have a recurring thing. And also the fact that because it's random, you never know who's going to show up, and so you're kind of weaving a story as things are happening, which is always cool.
Yeah, and there's sort of a funny thing that kind of happens with the math of the system based on how it's written. The first time a number pops up, you're immediately drawing another card, instantly thinning the deck with every new character. So it automatically creates a pretty concise and oddly well thought out natural way for the deck to thin somewhat quickly in the beginning so games don't go on too long. Like that simple inclusion of draw a second card rather than just take the suit of the card you immediately drew helps to keep it within like a very confined time frame that I think is kind of genius for, again, 2 pages of rules.
Yeah.
I think the system is very interesting, especially in the form that it's supposed to be played in, which is a journaling. It's very cool. It's a TRPG in a way that I personally haven't really seen before, that is almost like, yeah, it's kind of like a writing exercise, but you're just being given prompts. And I think the length of the deck of cards works better for that. And, the system that it is designed for. I would kind of, like we said, if you're playing this with friends, I mean, we kind of did paint ourselves slightly into a corner with the idea of like a wedding coming up, but even anything, it's like, oh, a humiliation. Like, there's only so much buildup you can do. So if you want to do the take on this that we did, just like play God a little bit and cut the deck.
Skyler, you mentioned that when characters are introduced, one character is 2 cards. I feel like that sense of slowdown we felt near the end, I think there's maybe a rules little tweak that could be done there involving drawing a second card, possibly for change in relationship to the conspiracy or something like that, right? If the character was spurned by the king and they had a neutral or positive relationship, or if they were accepted by the king and had a neutral or negative relationship, it's a prompt to redraw for that character in their next scene.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's a great idea. And also, like, keeps things fresh and also keeps cutting down the deck a little bit faster, where it's like, and that's cool, right? When characters who reoccur have, like, different opinions or, like, changing opinions. Yeah. Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Because we kind of did that, like, a little naturally. When someone got spurned twice, we're like, all right, cool. Maybe now they're not loyal to the king.
Yeah.
But I think a house rule of always drawing 2 cards every time a character comes into play to show how they may potentially have changed or not have changed. The only potential problem with that is having any character who is either neutral, loyal, or against the king suddenly somehow not know the conspiracy. If you went and got like clubs or whatever, that could be like the only wrinkle, but maybe there's a way to twist that.
I think clubs just becomes the null result then. Like, as soon as your character knows the conspiracy, they can't unknow it, and clubs means whatever they last were, it is the same. And I think that's helpful because that increases the likelihood by an additional 50% that it doesn't change, which helps balance it with the fact that otherwise people would change more often than they stay the same.
Makes sense.
Or it could be that clubs means they're waffling or unsure. They're in like an active unsure status where the jesters can then decide how to influence or change them from there.
Yeah.
I think that if you guys liked listening to Fiasco or enjoyed listening to Raccoon Sky Pirates, I think like this is definitely a game that you would enjoy. It's definitely a game that I think with every game like this we play where I don't have mechanics or dice rolls to lean back on for how did this thing go, it really trains me to be more creative and work collaboratively with the table. And I think it's fun. I think it's a fun exercise. If this is something that you're wanting to become a better improviser or a person that can, if you want to play it by the book, someone that's better at writing random prompts, I think this is a great game to do it. I mean, there was a lot of times where I was like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do this. And it, I think it pushes you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it is one of those things quite similar to Fiasco where these types of games tend to build momentum very quickly. Once you've had 1, 2, 3 turns, immediately you have establish context for every turn going forward. And I felt that like the first couple of scenes, kind of with any game like this, felt maybe a little awkward as we weren't quite sure the boundaries and we were kind of, getting into the waters and, testing the temperature. But once it got around to Julian's turn, everything beyond that, we had established characters, we had established world events and lore, and now every other decision was informed and was made snappier as a result of that, which I really like that kind of flow. Again, very reminiscent of Fiasco.
The way that the world continues to expand and like characters reoccur, I think that's actually one of my favorite things about this game is the recurring character motif, because weirdly enough, a lot of numbers recurred naturally through RNGesus in the beginning. So, it created an instant sense of narrative, which might totally be different for your playthrough because it's all random. I will say, though, I think my issue, I agree with Holly, this game does push you out of your comfort zone if you are not familiar with the procedures of Realpolitik in medieval France. Like there were definitely some prompts that I was just looking around like, I wish I knew more about the proceedings of how royals dealt with whatever, because like I'm a little bit lost.
But also Holly introduced a canoe. I think you can like fiddle around. It doesn't have to be
anachronistic.
Yeah,
Stated above board.
I'm pretty sure that the game says slapstick comedy or something. This is meant to be for fun. But like, if you know nothing about how a kingdom may or may not function, actually, I don't know. Maybe that's actually a good thing. I think you bring a lot of fun and livelihood. But I definitely felt a little bit on the back foot, and some of my turns I felt a little slow because I was too busy worrying about what is actually happening in this situation politically and what would be a wise move, and also I decided to play a character with cat puns, and I was like, oh fuck, I hate puns. I gotta figure this out.
Neo is so delightful because they don't like puns. And they will self-select into a character who must make puns above average so often. And I don't know why you do it, but it's so wonderful.
But you're also like kind of good at it.
You are good at it.
Made Tiny Table and made puns kind of our thing. It's like the It Follows monster.
I think I'm just a masochist. I think there's a part of me that yearns for the corny, cheesy bullshit that is puns, and there's a sardonic layer on top that's like, yeah, I think it's stupid.
Your cringeometer is going crazy.
I know, it's my guilty pleasure.
That said, one other thing I'll point to this, and this is something that I really quite like, especially because it again reminds me of Fiasco, which is still maybe my favorite game we've played on here personally. The fact that there is a 2-joker system to notate what is roughly the halfway point and then what is roughly the end. It follows a great 2-arc structure, exactly like Fiasco, where the first one is kind of like, that first, terrible instance.
The turn.
Yeah, the turn. It's the turn. There's literally the turn built into that first Joker appearance that then colors the rest of the context and scenes. And then you have the quite literal fiasco of the second Joker. And I really like how it, it just reminded me of all the good parts and fun parts of that, but in a way that is somehow even snappier.
Yeah, and so, I think just some closing thoughts from everyone. Thought it was a super fun system. I think the system is what you make of it. If you have a group that enjoys kind of collaborative roleplay, I think you're gonna have a good time. I think if you are somebody that enjoys writing in this style or wants to push themselves, I think you're gonna have a good time.
If you're looking to do an activity roughly about the length of a board game, pick this up. It's great. You'll have a fun time. It's quick. I think the round robin style that we had is very fun. Or if you're just looking to kill a couple hours by yourself, like this seems like the type of thing that's a good fun narrative exercise. Either way, I think it's super good and a great tool for creatives.
I think these sort of structured, prompt style games are going to be fun for people who like roleplay. This one in particular, I think you're going to have fun if you like the flavor. If you like the idea of funny little jesters in a French court somewhere, influencing a king in funny little ways, I think the aesthetic appeal is important because there are plenty of engines that look sort of like this. So if you want to buy into this one, you're going to want to focus on its flavor, and if that appeals to you, then this is going to be fun. It's going to be a good time if you like to solve this narrative puzzle. Cards will procedurally generate events, and it's your job as a writer or improviser to work that backwards, and it's kind of like a fun puzzle. It's a fun story that you're trying to figure out solo or together.
Yeah, you're trying to like reverse engineer a tragedy.
Yeah, earlier Holly had made a comparison to both Fiasco and Raccoon Sky Pirates, and I think that's apt. It has the Fiasco element of procedurally generating scene prompts and working around a dedicated 2-act structure. It's got the Raccoon Sky Pirates element, where it's about telling a very particular type of story, unlike Fiasco being an engine for a structure of story. And it's got just enough randomness and variation that you could play this more than one time and have a good time, but it wouldn't be a game that you would like return to over and over again because it's only got a couple of different tables to randomize the core situation. I would definitely want to do one more play at some point and just manually decide up front that we are doing the Child King approach, because that to me feels like it could go really differently. But I loved it. I'm hugely gesture-pilled and clown-coded in all portions of my life, so to speak to your thing, Neo, absolutely adored the flavor of the system, and I love Realpolitik, so this is like supremely up my alley.
Yeah, it was good for you.
I love this game. This was such a treat. I loved my stupid secretary jester. It's not like a thing that's like put in the rules explicitly, but having just the prompt of make a jester, always a good time.
Yeah, Holly was out here mime maxing.
The mime maxing was so good. But yeah, we all had an absolute treat with it. This is great. I'm excited to explore more one-page RPGs from Tiny Tome. And I think this is just a great example of the efficiency of game design you can have if you truly say it's time to hone down to the core essential skeleton of a system and no extraneous details.
All right, well with that, thank you for delving into Tiny Tome with us, and next we will be entering into the magical land of Yeld for our second partnership. We're super excited. We hope you are too, and we'll see you in Yeld.
We'll see you next time. Ta-ta!
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Because I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
Hi, and thank you for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, then we'd really appreciate if you left us a review. If you really like what we do here and want to support us further, you can join us at patreon.com/tinytablepodcast. Our business email is also open for inquiries at tinytablebusiness@gmail.com, and all of our socials can be found in the episode description for any shenanigans you might want to follow. Till next time, see ya!
Welcome to the Shoutout Corner. This week, we would like to thank Drake, a once fellow jester by the name of Sunk, who sadly was removed from the group after they quite literally sank one of King Lyric's naval vessels during a bit. Yikes. E.g., a noble who was at attendance for King Lyric's wedding, who, thanks to their strict dietary restrictions, ended up avoiding any derriere disasters. Whew, close call. Jay, a lyricist for the group Fort Mineur, who, alongside Cheshire Benteen of the Park, created the hit Renaissance single In La Fine, a classic. Jordan, an understudy for the scientist who sadly has the unenviable job of meticulously organizing all of the doctor's various vials, like this acid. Or, wait, maybe this one's poison? A weird broccoli smoothie? Whatever, probably best not to drink it anyway. Nancy, a revolutionary working to embarrass the king, who's disguised as a chef to help slip in the poison. Very sneaky. Sparky, one of the court members who secretly knew about the conspiracy the whole time, but wanted to see how things would go just out of sheer curiosity. Stefan, a monarch of a neighboring nation who, after hearing about King Lyric, suddenly became quite benevolent and generous. Probably a smart move. Tammy, a witness to Mama Un's performance who would later go on to invent the world's first canoe. How's that for anachronistic? The first 4 notes of Megalovania, a prisoner who was set to be tried the day after the king's wedding, but thanks to all the chaos, managed to escape to commit crimes in lands beyond. And Thy Dungeon Gal, a royal who was next in line to inherit the throne after King Lyric fled. They now work together with the leader of the revolutionaries to make our fantasy France all the more free and friendly. And with that, folks, thank you all so much for listening. We're going to be on a small break, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.